Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And they'll go with a ground attack here. Stays on his feet. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That good for 19 and a first down.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
First red zone chance now for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Back to throw here. Buying time to his left. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up. Wanting to get a good get off on the snap, jump too quickly.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. And they'll run it here. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And on the ground they go with a running back. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Watch him now, Barney!
And they'll go on the ground. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Taken in at the 11. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And all the way down to the 26. A big play there on the catch and run. 48 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. Oh, bowls right over him. And they'll get this down to the 10. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up 1st and goal. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It'll be a gain of 11, and that'll make it 3rd and goal. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football, and they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. They held him out on 2nd down, and now here's 3rd and goal.
No, Jack, Patriot! Detroit!
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Lucky 56.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
Now let's go.
To throw on 3rd down. Clements. He's going to air one out. He's got him in. Complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Hot. Hot.
Throwing on 1st down. Clements. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch him now, Barney. Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Blue 90. Black 99 Philly. Here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
The Lions into the red zone for the first time. 1st and 10 at the 19.
Lucky 56. Over.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
They get it to him running left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Lions have got it back to a 1-score game. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. And that time the tackle by Malik Hooker.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And got his man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
Two minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. They'll try and run with the fullback. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there's the pickup you want on 1st down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on 1st down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. As they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 30.
Now they'll run it on the taunts. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The kick by Carlson is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
On first down, Clements. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get up here to the 26. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This will be fielded at the 17. We'll call that a punt at 54 yards. Well struck. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And out now come the Vikings. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to air one out. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Lucky 56. Gone, 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 gone.
They'll run him now out of the gun. And he's going to be unable to get upfield as they take him down at the 21-yard line. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback. back, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Detroit! Detroit! Go!
And they'll run it here. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw on 2nd down. Clements toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Lucky 56.
On 3rd down, Clements. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fielded at the 20. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Looking to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. We'll not have to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right, that pass will go from incomplete to complete.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Gone! Back 99 Philly, here we go. Watch him now, Barney.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. And Detroit getting set to go now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And on the ground they go with the running back. And an alley to run. The 20, 10, touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. His second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
No, Jack, Patriot!
He'll drop to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tease Tabor. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff looking right. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
Gun! Set! Green, 39!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Clements. A look over the middle, and he's got Perriman. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Detroit!
To throw on 3rd down. Clements. And this is caught inside the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. It's their quarterback scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Lions are in for 6. And they wasted no time right down near the goal line, and they just sneak it in.
Just do what you need to do. Big guys going up front at the field general. The leader just falling behind him.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that will make this a 4-point game. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll get him down here at the 23. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it's a second down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have the center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Detroit!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Detroit!
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And how about that on 3rd down? So many different directions an offense can go. Throw it out wide to the receivers, get it to their speedy running back. They changed up everything and handed it to the fullback, and he surprised them all and picked up a 1st down.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man on the comebacker. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A good pickup there at 20 yards. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Steps away to his left. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 48, and they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Over!
And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. So he got 3 on 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And that'll make this a 7-point game. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Now they try the right side here. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And now defensively they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning.
Hurry up, here we go. 3:19. 3:19. Detroit, Detroit. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney, Barney.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39. Grip left, grip left. Back line, back line. Hot! Hot!
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Powering his way forward. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively.
All right, here we go. 3:19. 3:19. Take it, take it. Watch 98.
And they'll run it here. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, will likely put an end to this thing. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
A pair of 1st downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44.
Here we go now. 3:19.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL.
Right, now,
Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
They'll roll him out right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. It's a gain of 14 there, and that should be enough to get him home free. looks like he'll throw here. That's caught out left by Perriman. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
From the gun, Clements. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. The Lions on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 15. Operating from the gun, Clements. And the pressure gets to him again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And, Charles, I think when